Okay. Iti Vibhishana Saranagatya Virodhi Parityaga Purvakatvam. So Sri Valmiki had pointed out that before surrendering unto the Lord, one should actually abandon the association of those who oppose such surrender. So now here, abandon means literally abandon. Keep away, not just we're dealing with them, but we have a, we don't disturb them, they don't disturb us, making an arrangement like that, nothing like that. You see, Vibhishana, he actually physically left those who are oppose surrendering unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ramachandra. So one should abandon, one should give up. Give up means give up. In the literal sense, keep away from these people. Even if they are very, very close, family members. Look at this. Vibhishana even abandoned his sons and wife. Surrender is a very serious activity. Tataha Sagarvelayam Darbhan Astirya Raghavah Anjalim Prangmukhah Kripva Pratishishye Mahodathehi iti Ramasharanagatya Yogyasya Na Ayogyata Anveshtavya Ayogyasya Chana Yogyata iti Uktam. When Rama wanted to cross the ocean, he surrendered unto the presiding deity of the ocean in order that the ocean would part and he and his army of monkeys could walk to Lanka. This is described as, then Raghava spread his kusha grass with sharp edges on the shore of the ocean, joining his palms in supplication while facing the east, and lay down against the great ocean. That destroyer of enemies used his arm that resembled the tender body of a snake as a pillow. This is 6.21.1. So from this one can be understood that Sri Govindaraja explains. Through this act, it is pointed out that one should not consider an eligible person to be ineligible or an ineligible person to be eligible. So now, the idea is that the presiding deity of the ocean is not capable of fulfilling the prayer of Lord Ram. The prayer itself is just a pastime because Lord Ram is Lord Vishnu himself. But Lord Ramachandra is teaching here. He is teaching that it is not possible to do these things. Ashuchi bhuta lanka nirgatam matra evahi vibhishana sharanam avrinot. Authority state, okay, Vibhishana surrendered unto Lord Ram as soon as he left Lanka, a place of impurity. Ramasharanagate phala bhavaha samartha karunika vishayatva bhavan ityahuhu. Authorities state that Ram surrendered unto the presiding deity of the ocean did not yield his desired result because he had surrendered to someone who was not competent to award the desired result and compassionate unto the surrendered soul. As I had mentioned, the object of surrender should be having two features. Should be competent, samartha. It should be karunika. Should be compassionate. Lord Ram did this to show that surrender unto the demigods is not useful. In Canto 1, we come across a similar incident. In chapters 63 and 64 of Canto 1, Indra instructs Rambha to sensually allure Vishwamitra, who is engaged in austerities, in order to conquer over lust and anger. Rambha is frightened that Vishwamitra would curse her. Indra assures her, however, that he and Kamadeva would be with her. And so there is no need for her to be afraid. She surrenders to Indra's instructions. And lo behold, she is indeed cursed by Vishwamitra to become a stone. Indra and Kamadeva just flew away from the scene. This is another illustration that surrender unto a person who is incompetent to grant one's desired result and who is compassionate upon the surrendered soul is simply useless. Thus, okay, the Ramayana thus teaches all aspects of the process of surrender. So the idea is that not only do we learn the process of surrender, we also learn whom to surrender unto and whom not to surrender unto. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna directly says that one should not surrender, those who are intelligent, do not surrender unto the demigods. Kamaistasya hritagyana pravadyantenya devata. Those who have lost their intelligence, they surrender unto the demigods, not others. Utratra abhi achama vaidehim etadhi mama rochate राघवाद्धि भयं घोरम राक्षसानाम उपस्थितम इति त्रिजटा वचनानुमतिमात्रेण हनुमद्भयात् सर्वासां रक्षितत्व कथनात् अन्य विषये अन्येनापि कृता शरणागतिः फलवती इति निदर्शितम्. Then later on, another incident takes place. The sage Valmiki also describes an incident concerning the Rakshasis who were deputed by Ravana to take care of Sita in the Ashokavana grove in Lanka. At a certain point in time, on Ravana's order, they threatened to kill her and feed Ravana with their flesh if she did not agree to Ravana's proposal. At that time, Trijata, the Rakshasi, friendly to Sita, chastised the rest of the Rakshasis and related a terrible dream she had the previous night in which she saw Sita reunited with Ram and Ravana and his followers sent to hell and punished. Trijata then advised them, enough of your cruel words, console her. I think we should beseech Vaidehi to protect us. I saw the dream that I related because she had been put to distress. She will certainly be freed from all kinds of miseries and attain her excellent beloved husband. Though she has been scolded by us Rakshasis, we should beg her to protect us for the Rakshasas have attained a terrible danger because of Raghava. Why hesitate to ask her this when we humbly submit to Maithili, the daughter of Janaka, and make her happy? She alone will be able to protect the Rakshasis from the great danger befalling them. This actually is noted in Sundarakanda, the 5th canto of Valmiki Ramayana itself. Later, after Ravana was killed, Rama sent Hanuman to Sita Devi, informing her of this good news. At that time, Hanuman expressed his desire to torment and kill all those Rakshasis who had tormented her. But all these Rakshasis were protected by Sita simply because they had acted on Trijata's advice. Thus, the sage Valmiki illustrates the principle that even if one surrenders unto a competent and compassionate person other than Ram, that surrender will yield the desired result. So here we see that these Rakshasis had surrendered unto Mother Sita. So that itself, and they wanted to be free. They did not want to face any dangers from Hanuman. So that was also granted. Vibhishana Sharanagat Yaiva Tat Sachivanam Rakshana Sharanagata Sambandhinaha Api Bhagavad Kataksha Patra Bhutaha Eva Iti Niranai. When Vibhishana surrendered unto Lord Ram, his assistants who were favorable to him were also protected by Ram. Thus, the sage Valmiki points out that when a person surrenders unto the Supreme Lord Ram, even his relatives favorable to become recipients of the merciful glance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Evam anyatrapi drashtavyam. The above is merely illustrative. There are several other incidents that the reader can examine to understand the various aspects of the process of surrender. Evam upakrama prabhriti upasamharat प्रतिपादिता शरणागतिः एव सर्वफलप्रदा सा एव मुक्तेः अपि हेतुः इति उक्तम्. Thus the Ramayana states that only the process of surrender, sharanagati, as set out from the beginning to the end of the book, is capable of granting all desired results, and it itself is the cause of liberation from material existence. Visheshastu tatra prakarane prapanche ishyate. Specific details will be set out in the commentary as we go through the text. Asya cha upayasya prapyam bhagavat prapti purvakam tat kainkaryam eva iti Ramayanena pratipadyate. The Ramayana establishes, section 3, the Ramayana establishes that this means of surrendering unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayana should be for the purpose of attaining Him in order to attain exclusive devotional service unto His lotus feet. Bhagavad Prapti Purvakam Tat Kainkaryameva. To attain the Supreme Personality of Godhead and to become a menial servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is established in the Ramayana. He instances, illustrations. Upakrame Devajatiya Sharanagate Ramakainkaryam Pradhana Phalam iti uchyate. Apsaraha Prabhritishu Avatirya Taihi Tad Anuvartana Upadesha. In the beginning, it is stated that the primary result of the celestial surrender unto Him was the attainment of their devotional service to Him, of their menial service to Him. Because Lord Brahma instructed them to take birth in the wombs of Apsaras and others, and then serve Him in the form of monkeys. Raghav Vadastu Anushangikaha. The killing of Ravana is an incidental result, a side benefit they derived from Lord Ram. So the celestials, the demigods, they are also devotees of Lord Vishnu. They also desire to serve Lord Vishnu. They want to serve Lord Vishnu, become liberated, and continue to serve Lord Vishnu. This is acknowledged here by Sri Govindaraja. And in the Madhva Sampradaya, Madhvacharya, we see gives abundant evidence that these demigods are actually devotees of Lord Vishnu. They wish to please Lord Vishnu, and so on. Lakshmanaha api prapadya aha aham sarvam karishyami jagrata swapataschya te bhavamstu sahavaidehiya girisanushu ramsyate iti. When Sita and Rama decided to go to the forest, Lakshmana surrendered unto Rama and requested him, Bhavamstu sahavaidehiya girisanushu ramsyate aham sarvam karishyami jagrata swapataschya. Your Lordship can be happy with Vaidehi in the mountain plains. I will do everything for you while you are awake or asleep. 2.31.27. It is thus revealed that the actual result of surrendering unto Lord Ram is to render all kinds of devotional services unto the Supreme Lord at all time, at all places, and under all circumstances, which is exactly what Lakshmana wants. Tena sarvadesha, sarvakala, sarva avastha uchita, sarva kainkarya phalamiti vyanjita. This is the sort of Sharanagati that is actually taught in Sri Valmiki Ramayana. That right now we surrender unto Lord Rama in order to become liberated from material existence and attain the abode of the Supreme Lord, in order to serve Him in every possible manner, at all times, all places, all circumstances. Bharataha api Rama Kainkaryaya eva tad abhishekam prarthya Paduka Vishaya Kainkarya Kramena Manishitam Alabhata. It is for the sake of attaining such devotional service to Rama that Bharata also prayed to him to return to Ayodhya and be coronated as his ruler. He wanted Lord Ram to be the ruler of Bharata. By rendering devotional service to Lord Ram's sandals, Bharata attained his cherished desires to serve Lord Ram. Dandakaranyavasinam Sharanagatehe api Vachikadirupameva Kankaryam Phalam iti avagamyate te tam somam ivodyantam drishtva vai dharmacharinah mangalani prayanjana pratyagrahtan tatatpatah ityuktehe. Regarding the surrender of the residents of the Dandaka forest unto Sri Ramachandra, it is stated, upon seeing him who resembled the rising moon, and upon seeing Lakshmana and the famous Vaidehi, those performers of Dharma, firmly fixed in their vows, invoked auspiciousness through speech while receiving them very well into their ashrama 3.1.11. From this it is understood that by surrendering unto Lord Ram, those residents of Dandakaranya achieved the result of devotional service unto him, rendered through speech and so on. So they surrendered unto him through their speech, even just by speaking. That is one form of devotional service. Sugriva Vivishanaadi Prapattehe api Mukhyam Palam Kainkaryam Anyat Anushangikam iti Spashtam. When Sugriva, Vibhishana and others surrendered unto Lord Ram, it is clear from statements such as the following that the primary result of such surrender was the attainment of devotional service, and that other results of such surrender were merely incidental. Atha Harivaranatha Prapya Sangramakirtim Nishicharapatim Majau Yojayitva Shramena Gaganamati Vishalam Langhayitva Arkasumur Harivaragana Madhye Ramapashvam Jagama. Having thus laboriously gorged the master of the night rangers in battle, Sugriva, the lord of the excellent monkeys and Surya's son, attained fame in battle and then jumped on to the very extensive sky and approached Rama in the midst of the excellent monkeys. 6.40.29. As noted in Canto 6, Chapter 40, before Lord Ram began to attack Ravana, he inspected Ravana's palace. So that's how he gorged. First of all, he inspected, he checked, and other parts of Lanka from a distance, along with Sugriva, and they saw Ravana in his palace. Without speaking a word to Ram, Sugriva immediately jumped up onto the sky and landed at Ravana's palace and fought with him one-on-one for quite some time. When Ravana began to use his mystic powers, Sugriva considered that if he also uses his mystic powers, Sri Ramachandra would become angry, would become unhappy with him, and so jumped back to join Ram. This incident is evidence that Sugriva was not helping Ram merely out of the official dharmic bond of friendship that they had forged in Kishkinda earlier on. He was actually interested in rendering selfless devotion service to Lord Ram. Otherwise, why would he do something like this, risking his whole life? Similarly, Vibhishana, Parityakta maya lanka mitrani cha dhanani cha bhavadgatam me rajyam cha jivitam cha sukhani cha ityadina. After Vibhishana abandoned Ravana, he surrendered unto Lord Ram and confided as follows: I have abandoned Lanka, my friends and wealth. I place my kingdom, life and happiness at your disposal. 6.19.5. So Vibhishana also actually surrendered. There are other statements also like this. The second sentence here is clear evidence that Vibhishana isn't merely surrendering unto Ram, for safety from Ravana. He wanted to serve Lord Ram exclusively and fully. Why did he want to do so? It is because he understood the position of Lord Ram as the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayana, the eternal compassionate shelter of all living entities in the universe. Therefore, he tried to make Ravana understand that he should give Sita Devi back to Ramachandra. But Ravana rejected him, and so Vibhishana took shelter of Lord Ram fully, something he always wanted to do. Vibhishana is recognized in Srimad Bhagavatam as a spiritually enlightened devotee of the Supreme Lord, 2.7.43 to 45, and as one who attains spiritual perfection due to spiritual association. Bhagavatam again, 11.12.3 to 6. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur notes that Vibhishana had associated with Hanuman and thus became pure-hearted in order to surrender unto Ramachandra purely. Evam pranarthinah kakasya pranadaanena tat prapattihi saphala. Similarly, when Jayanta, the son of Indra, in the form of a crow, surrendered unto Ram, begging for forgiveness for his offense of biting Sita Devi and for his life. He was begging for forgiveness and he was begging for his life. Rama granted him his life. Thus, that crow's surrender unto Ram yielded his desired result. If Ram did not want to kill that crow, why did he discharge the Brahmastra weapon on him? Asat krita asat prakritehe asya punaha api evam durita pravrittihi ma bhutiti shikshana rupa anugrahayai ka anugrahayaika akshin nirasanena astram nivartayamasa. Okay. He wanted to purify him. Ramachandra discharged the Brahmastra on the crow in order to subdue him. He did this out of his compassion anugraha upon the crow in order to discipline him, so that such evil behavior does not reoccur on his part due to his offensive propensities. So he removed one of his eyes. Ekakshi nirasanena. He actually made him, one of his eyes became blind. Yatha Parshuramam prati prayuktamastram tasmin pratikulyat nivritte tan manishita virodhi sukriteshu prayunta. Yatha cha samudram prati upattam astram tasmin sa anutape sharanagate dvishatsu ashitanam papakritya apraveshena nyayena tad virodhi asureshu prayuje. This is similar to Ram's discharging an arrow using Lord Vishnu's bow at Parshurama. He did this only to remove his unsubmissive attitude towards Ram, and so he discharged it at the pious credits accumulated by Parshuram that were unfavorable to the attainment of his liberation, as chosen by Parshuram himself. This incident is described in Canto 1, Chapter 76. After Ram and his brothers married Sita and her sisters respectively, Dasharatha and the entire family and entourage departed from Mithila to Ayodhya. While on the path, by seeing various inauspicious omens, Dasharatha became distressed. In the meanwhile, Lord Parshuram appeared from another forest. Dasharatha became frightened upon seeing him, but Vasishtha and others pacified him. Quickly, they brought arghya and other items for worship and worshipped him. Discarding Dasharatha's prayer, Parshuram informed Ram, the son of Dasharatha, of the history of the bows of Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu. He then gave him Lord Vishnu's bow to test his strength and requested him to bend and string it. Ram took the bow, stretched it, fixed an arrow on it, and asked Parshuram where he should shoot the arrow, which necessarily requires to be released once it has been fixed on the bow for his shooting. Parshuram told him that he can shoot the arrow at the worlds earned by his pious credits, pious activities. Lord Ramachandra did as told. Then in the presence of the demigods and other celestials, the son of Jamadagni asserted that Lord Ram is none other than Lord Narayana himself and departed for Mahendra mountain. So that explains how Lord Ramachandra wants to remove obstacles for liberation, whether they are in the form of pious credits or whether they are in the form of sinful reactions. When Rama had reached the shore of the ocean with Sugriva's army of monkeys, he wondered how to have them transported to Lanka to battle Ravana and his forces. Vishnu requested him to take shelter of the presiding deity of the ocean. Rama did so through austerities for 3 days and nights, 3 days, 3 nights. When the deity of the ocean still did not appear in person, Rama decided to take action against the deity. When he took up his bow and arrow against the presiding deity of the ocean, ready to destroy him, that deity appeared in person and surrendered unto Lord Ram in repentance. Then Lord Ram considered that the sinful reactions of those who have surrendered unto him should go to those hateful of them, and discharged his powerful arrow of destruction at some asuras disturbing the ocean, as requested by that deity. So the Lord always considers how to remove any obstacle. Sinful reactions are certainly an obstacle for attaining exclusive devotion service unto the Supreme Lord. So the Lord wants to remove them in some manner. Tasya putradayam upayanti dvishantah papakrityam sukhrida sathukrityam. A liberated soul's sons attain his property. His ill-wishers attain his sinful reactions, while his well-wishers attain his pious credits. Quoted in Sri Ramanuja's Vedanta Sara commentary to Vedanta Sutra 4.1.17. In Govinda Bhashya, this statement is identified as coming from the Shatyayi branch of the Shruti. This topic is discussed in Govinda Bhashya with reference to the same Vedanta Sutra. The explanation is practically the same as we see above. So when one surrenders unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord removes anything which is an obstacle, whether it is pious credits or whether it is sinful reactions. Rama prapattihi tu akinchanya ananya gatitva rupa adhikara rahitena kritatva alpagya alpashaktika vishayatvacha viphala iti dhyeyam. Rama wanted to teach the world. Okay, Rama's surrender unto the presiding deity of the ocean was fruitless because of two reasons. Rama did not surrender unto that deity with an utter attitude of helplessness, and because he did not give up the thought of an alternate arrangement to attain his desired result, in case the deity does not grant his desired result. And the presiding deity of the ocean, the object of Ram's surrender, had little knowledge and little potency. So on one hand, the surrendered soul here, so-called surrendered soul, he was not in position of absolute confidence in the object of surrender. So this indicates that he had a plan B. So that would disqualify that person as a proper surrender. So then considering the object of surrender is also just a demigod. He has a little knowledge. He has a little potency.